So, 2025 has a lot of rookies making their debut and a lot of inexperienced drivers as well making their first full season in Formula 1 in this campaign. And one of these is Isack Hadjar, the last to be confirmed driver on the Formula 1 grid, of course only being parachuted into the Racing Bull team after Sergio Perez was sacked from Red Bull and Liam Lawson got that promotion up to the senior Red Bull team. Now, Isack Hadjar has been a very confident man when it comes to what he'd been saying in the build-up to what will become his rookie season throughout 2024 when he was in contention for the Formula 2 World Championship, eventually losing out to Gabriel Bortoleto, another driver that's making his debut as a rookie in Formula 1 this season. He was basically saying that, look, you know, Racing Bulls needs to have a junior driver. What's the point of having this team if there's not a junior driver? How come Ricardo's in there? What is going on here, basically? You know, I'm basically saying that he, unsurprisingly, was thinking that he was that rookie driver, and he will become that. He is correct in what he's saying there. But now he's saying that he's scared. That he's scared ahead of his debut. Let's have a look at this guy's interesting quote here on the F1Chronicle.com, where there's a full article on the subject, as always. Isack Hadjar admits the prospect of making his F1 debut in just over 50 days' time has him left feeling scared. Exactly 1 month ago, in the days immediately before Christmas, the Red Bull owned and renamed for 2025 team Racing Bulls announced that Liam Lawson's replacement this season will be the 20-year-old French-Algerian driver. He is a very fast but also impulsive driver, so that could be interesting for the team, Red Bull F1 advisor Dr. Helmut Marko told Kleine Zeitung newspaper. Hadjar admits he has a few fears about becoming one of the top 20 drivers on the planet. The fact that I have trouble visualizing and having an overall view shows how huge it is for me, he told Canal Plus. Honestly, I'm scared. Hadjar finished second to another 2025 F1 rookie, Gabriel Bortoleto, in last year's F2 Championship. He has driven an F1 car on several occasions, including in multiple free practice sessions in 23 and 24, and also during the Abu Dhabi test last December. I believe that was in a Red Bull car as well. I know that my experience in F1 is limited, Hadjar insisted. The field is at such a high level. Marko has called Hadjar Little Prost in the past, but he has also got a reputation for an uncompromising style and vocal demeanour on the radio, a little like his experienced 2025 teammate Yuki Tsunoda. In the end, I know myself, Hadjar continued. I know that when I get in the car, I'm going to want to beat Tsunoda. That's the only real thing in the end, especially in F1 when we don't always have the same cars. That's the only real objective I have in concrete terms, he added. But entering a world like this is a bit scary, but I will keep the desire for success to win, and to also channel my emotions. I know very well which team I am on, Hadjar smiles. I know that they don't like the radio button too much. Okay, I see what he's saying. And I get it. It's a new world for him. It's a bit daunting. I mean, when I went to my first Grand Prix as press, 2022. You know, it was exciting. Don't get me wrong, it really was. I loved it, but it was a bit daunting as well. Entering that world that, you know, from his point of view, he's always wanted to drive as a Formula 1 driver. I assume that's always been his goal, which he will now achieve very soon as well. Not only in his first Grand Prix in Australia, but also in the preseason tests as well. That'll be his first time as a proper out-and-out driver testing the car for a significant amount of time. You know, it's incredible once you get into that world. You get used to these things very quickly, though. That's the other thing. It's different in Formula 1 because there's a massive amount of pressure on you. I feel like that's more what he's afraid of. And obviously, he's racing for the Racing Bulls. He's racing for the Red Bull organisation, which is infamous for letting heads roll, shall we say. What I would say is in Hadjar's favour, though, to an extent, is that there's not really a standout candidate yet to be the next Racing Bull driver behind him. I think Arvin Lindblad is his name. I might be getting the wrong name here. I do apologise, but there's a really, really young young driver for Red Bull that is in Formula 2 making his debut this year. He was in F3 this year and last year, and I feel like he's probably the next one in the conveyor belt, as it were. But he's not ready for F1 yet. That'd be too much. He's 17 years old for a start. So he literally can't be in Formula 1 yet. You got to be 18 to make your debut. So and get a super license. So I feel feel like there should be less pressure on him. You know, Yuki Tsunoda is a more experienced driver. I would expect Tsunoda to pretty comprehensively beat Hadjar over the course of the season, but I think Hadjar will have some bright spots. I think he's a guy that's definitely ready. He's a very exciting young talent. You know, I really rate Gabriel Bortoleto very highly, and he was only just behind him in the end in the championship, and he was a bit unlucky as well in the finale for F2. You know, he could have actually took the championship in the final round in Abu Dhabi, so I think he'll be fine. I think what he's feeling is completely natural. He's a very young man. He's 21 years of old age, I think the article was saying. So, you know, going from, you know, making your single-seater debut, what, for him probably 3-4 years ago, to this, it's chalk and cheese. The step between F2, which is a fairly followed series, but it's not like in terms of following numbers, it's probably not on the same level as IndyCar, NASCAR, definitely not Formula One. It's not a top level motorsport series. He's going from that to the biggest motorsport series in the world without a question. There'll be a lot of eyes on him, so I understand why he's feeling that pressure. And, you know, I admire him for actually being honest about it. You know, I'm glad he's doing that. Little Prost, though, is a bit strong. It's a bit strong to say the least, but I imagine Marco knows Alan Prost, I should say. You don't really see Prost around the paddock so much these days, but I imagine Marco probably had quite a few running encounters with him over the years. The 4-time world champion from France, the only world champion from France as well. So yeah. How do you guys think Hadjar will do in Formula One on his debut campaign? I think he'll do all right. I think he'll score the odd point here and there, but I think Tsunoda will beat him pretty resoundingly over the course of a season. But there's no disrespect in that. Tsunoda is a driver I rate really highly, to be honest, and in his 5th full season of Formula One as well. So yeah. Thoughts in the comments below, guys, and like, share, comment, subscribe, as always, to see much more F1 news and opinions just like this here on the F1Chronicle.com. See you soon, guys. Have a good one.